What's up, guys, and welcome back to the PGL Bucharest Open. We got qualifiers. This is actually not open anymore. It's closed. We got Infamous Young going up against SG Esports. And, well, SG and Infamous both just won their first game. Took SG a little bit longer than Infamous, but hey, a win's a win. That's all that matters here. So, we got a winners match up in this channel. BTS1 has the losers match. I'm Mike Lohr, going to be covering this game and another 4 afterwards, so thank you for sticking with me here. SG Esports, well, I mean, they don't really have any of their names tagged up properly, except for Laposa. That's kind of nice of them. Everyone else just doing their own thing, but rest assured, everyone from SGE are in fact here. Took them like 50 minutes. The Lena and a Lone Druid grind fest, a rat fest. It was pretty close. But enough about that. That's not important. What's important is this game. It's important that Coddle is going to take the first pick slot. Quick look at the bans. A couple noteworthy ones still in the pool. Keeper is one of them. We saw a what's it called? Nature's Prophet being banned out against Infamous Young very early on. First phase, in fact, in the last game. Definite chance that they're going to be looking to pick that up for themselves a little bit later in the draft, perhaps. Nick Sasson, also a pretty good hero, still in the pool. So yeah, definitely options. We've seen a lot of love for Spirit Breaker lately, and his performance has maybe not been necessarily indicative of the amount of times that he's been picked, but you know what? I think it is a solid enough hero if you want to pick him in the first phase. You can very rarely go wrong with that hero. Very hard to play around, especially for someone like Keeper Light. I mean, you have the Mana Leak for kind of counter charge, but it's not really going to happen all the time, and this is an interesting twist. Interesting indeed. Okay. Dazzle as the first pick along with the Sand King. Now, I'm completely on board with Sand King first pick in a vacuum. I feel like that hero is always just going to be fine. Dazzle, though, definitely is a hero you need some reason to pick up. Either the enemy team has, you know, super high burst and you really need to pick some sort of defensive hero to protect against that. A lot of physical damage, perhaps, and so the Bristleback pick, now the Dazzle Weave is going to be a lot more potent. But really, for the Dazzle, you need one of two things. One, you need either a way to get your Shadow Wave to be very effective offensively. Is there any way I could mouse over skills anymore? Did they remove that? You used to be able to mouse over skill and numbers in the old draft screen, but I don't know if I can do that anymore. That kind of sucks, man. I liked doing that to show you guys the numbers. But yeah, you need to make sure that you have an offensive way using that Heal Bomb, or you need a very important hero to keep alive with the Grave, along the lines of a Huskar, probably being the most noteworthy of those type of heroes. Now, right now, they don't really have either of them. Burst Strike into Shadow Wave is only kind of okay. Like, you guarantee 1 damage proc of that Heal Bomb. It's not really that great just yet, so definitely looking to see where this Dazzle is going to end up a little bit later. Infamous Young, though, with the Bristleback and the Keeper of the Light, could be a dual lane, could be a tri-lane with one hero missing, could just be heroes playing separately, but if they do run together, Bristleback and Coddle, it's actually a really obnoxious combo. You get the Illuminate spam, you get the Quill Spray spam, you will have a Magic Wand purchase that will get some pretty serious value, and that's all well and good, but the real problem comes out when the Chakra Magic gets leveled up a little bit higher. Again, this is where I would show you the numbers, but I can't because they took that out of the game. Thanks, Valve. No one needs to know about numbers as to what these skills do. They all know exactly what all the numbers do already. Just gonna press a whole bunch of buttons and see if anything. Yeah, nothing works. So they took out the numbers. But you reduce the cooldown of the Quill Spray, and then you just double Quill Spray. It doesn't really sound that impressive, but the amount of damage it does is actually insane. Since you're not going to just randomly 2 Quill Spray, you're gonna do a couple beforehand, and then do 2 more instantly, and then you'll have another one right after, and then suddenly you're looking at, you know, a lot more than just you know, one and another and another. It stacks up so much quicker, and it gets really out of control really quickly, even if you do have a Magic Wand or a Magic Stick. Looks like that Nature Prophet is going to be banned out, and SGE taking out a lot of these just run at you type heroes.
5 seconds. Radiant team pick.
I didn't know they can use the voice lines in the draft screen. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. Yeah, taking out all these run you heroes makes Dazzle's life a lot easier. He can be more patient in when he decides to drop that Grave or when he decides to cast his spells. Infamous Young now, though, going for a Lion. Pretty interesting pickup. I mean, one of the big weaknesses of Coddle is that even though he does a little bit of everything, he is very, very clunky in the way he does it. Like his disable, quote-unquote, relies on the enemy moving. His nuke relies on the enemy staying still and actually getting hit by it. So just shoring up some of those weaknesses with the Lion. Don't mind this pick too much. Especially going up against the puck, you do need a solid disable to deal with that hero, and Blink Lion is one of, if not the best, heroes doing so. I think in general, I would prefer seeing a Shadow Shaman over a Lion, but yeah, it does seem like Lion is going to be the pick if you want to play a little bit of a slower, more patient style of game. Because again, late game Lion, I would say, is probably a little more scary than a late game Shadow Shaman, simply because he doesn't disable himself when he jumps in, but it is close either way. And hey, Finger of Death sometimes is just going to come out faster than Grave. It's kind of hard to play around that. But SG, they have a lot of initiation. They still have this Dazzle kind of just hanging out here. Not really going to be doing all that much with the heroes they currently have, so they need to find some way of making that Dazzle work. And SG Esports already with, I would expect to be 2 cores picked up. Is there any room for like one of those? Oh, there we go. Okay. It's a Luna pick for SG Esports. We got ourselves something interesting going on here. And Luna's usually picked up as a core when you want to play the game pretty aggressively. Puck and Sand King and Dazzle not really lending themselves necessarily to that type of gameplay style. They're not bad in it, but you could typically do a little bit better with this Luna synergy. It is definitely a hero that is worth keeping alive. Getting that Grave on Luna, and she could do so much additional damage with the glaives, or even just making sure that you keep her alive through the Lion stun combo, and then she gets squeezed out in Eclipse, and that may or may not make a difference. She probably won't live afterwards, but she'll definitely take someone with her. So they have now a hero that's worth saving. A lot of extra team fight. Concern though is in the lanes right now, because Infamous, their lanes pretty strong, it looks like. All they need is an okay matchup versus that puck, and those aren't too hard to find. TA would be probably pretty good here for Infamous. It would be them being very physical heavy, so Dazzle's weave is going to be better and better. What we got, it's an OD. That's good too. Sometimes you just gotta drop some hammers on some fools. Infamous are gonna have mana and then some. You lost mana? Well, here's some chakra. Cast a spell? Here's some mana. Infamous can spam to their heart's content right now.
10 seconds remaining.
The amount of push that SG Esports can apply to Infamous is also kind of limited because of the fact that there is a coddle on the other end. They don't have any summons or anything like that, but if you're not close enough to hit the tower, you're obviously not going to kill it off, and Luna cannot really afford to absorb several blasts from that Keeper of the Light. So the gameplay style of the Luna may not be as direct as they would really like.
Radiant team pick.
Enigma band out. SG Esports just looking for an additional support, I would imagine. What did Infamous want out of this? Safe lane Bristleback, off lane Bristleback. They could switch it up no matter how they want it. It'll be fine. And we got a Monkey King. Very interesting pickup here. Monkey King and Bristleback very similar in how they lane as far as where they go. So they're kind of interchangeable fully there. Monkey King actually is pretty darn good versus a Luna. You could just run at her and start beating down with that extra range. Yeah, you're about the same range actually. It's pretty close. It's really hard for a Luna to return fire there. Infamous, they have just a solid late game kind of scaling lineup. In SG, they have slightly better early game, I suppose, but they need some way to really amplify it. Shadow Fiend is a really good hero in order to do so. It looks like pushing the Sand King over to that support role with an off-lane puck. SF damage with the Luna will put a lot of damage into those towers. There's no two ways about it. The only problem is, again, you're gonna have to fight into so much crap being thrown at you. Like, first of all, you're pushing into Coddle. That's never fun. And then you have to also deal with this initiation style of Infamous Young, which isn't, super elegant, but it is going to be the Monkey King dropping on your head. And as a Shadow Fiend, as a Luna, as these really soft agility ranged heroes, once Monkey King is on top of you, especially if it's a safe lane Monkey King, and it looks like it might be, then there's not much you could do. You just have to hope that your allies are there in time and very quickly, otherwise you're taking a large chunk of damage, And if you drop down low enough, you can't stick around anymore because, you know, you never know where a Finger of Death is going to come from or another Illuminate. It's really hard to play the fights on from there on out, so this is going to be a little bit of an early game struggle, I feel, for SGE. Unless they get, like, a nuts amount out of the lanes, I don't really see that happening. Their amount of pushing is going to be a little bit difficult. Now, they do have initiation in spades. Like, they do have the Puck, they do have the Sand King, though it is going to be a support Sand King. He is eventually going to get the Blink Dagger, and of course Puck is going to be going towards very much so the same. So they will maybe be able to kind of tempo out the map. Just get a couple of picks with the Blink Daggers, going for some kills, rinse and repeat forever. Is Luna not riding a Panther? That is not Nova. What the hell, Valve? My immersion. I'm so disgusted right now. That's like half of Luna's identity. She loves the moon and she has a panther. Not a lizard. That was a freaking lizard, man. Oh, what's going on? Hello? Guys. Wow. They did... One of them did push out. It's a disaster. Okay, there it is. There it is. There we go, guys. There we go. All right, so let's quickly fix this up right now. This is not right. Okay, so text to... Let's get a quick team update here. SGE. Could we do outline color, background color? Is this it? White? That didn't do shit. That looks so bad. Okay, we're gonna make it gray. Guys, I'm doing this real quickly just to make sure you know who's playing on what side. Where's gray? What the hell? There's white and black and then just... Okay, we'll just scale this up. We'll just do the slider. I don't know if that's any better. Oh, that is much better. Okay, guys, hold on, hold on. SGE, this is Infamous Y. Push that over here. We'll make it gray. It's going to be a slightly different shade of gray, but you know what? It's close enough. It's better than nothing, right? It's actually pretty close. Alright, there you guys go. Now you know who's on what side. And they're not properly tagged up as the as their official names, quote-unquote official names, so it's going to just be whatever they're tagged up as is what I'm gonna call them, just to make things a hell of a lot easier for everyone. You can look up the rosters yourself, guys. That is not Nova. Oh god, why Valve? Destroying one of my favorite heroes of all time. This is a move though. Smoke up. Level 1. Luna does have that aura, which makes things pretty disgusting, and Sand King does have boots first. This is the last thing you expect. Oh my god, this is so sneaky. This is an incredibly sneaky move. I've never seen anyone do this before. Smoke in at that angle. They're going to see a courier. That's not a courier. That's a Monkey King. Although they will go for the much easier target in the Lion. Or miss a Burrow Strike completely. Now everyone's on the bottom lane. So Yellow can just move up and get the top bounty rune. Unless no one's going to get this top bounty rune. So I think they, when I was fixing the fonts, they showed up on top lane, and then they smoked up towards bottom with everyone. And now they're going to actually make a full-on lane swap and make sure that the Puck gets the bounty rune. So that's going to be a 3-1 bounty rune split going in favor of SG Esports. Not a bad start if I do say so myself, and ultimately we do have a full try-v-try. Let's take a quick look at the other lanes since they're going to be a lot more boring. Monkey King versus Puck should be fine for both of these heroes. Definitely possible for these heroes to kill one another, so we got to keep our eye on that one. Shadow Fiend versus OT should be a little bit more passive. We got a Burst Strike going on towards the bottom lane, though. Again, this is the action lane. Lion lands a really nice 2-man stun on the Dazzle in the back. One more Quill Spray is going to take the kill. Right? Got him. First Blood. What the F? That's First Blood, and there's no more mana on the Sand King because he's already used 2 Burrow Strikes. So this is a very powerful tri-lane from the SG Esports side. The only problem is that they don't have enough burst to instantly get kills here. So although it is a very powerful lane, oh, can they kill this Monkey King up towards top? They don't have a beam. It's lot of damage, though. Even so, they don't have enough burst damage to kill off any given hero unless that is someone like a Keeper of the Light or a Lion who's in a really bad spot. Luna is not fast enough to keep up with those targets just yet, since she doesn't have any boots or anything like that, nor does she have any Lucent Beam. So I think if everyone in that tri lane just happened to be level 3, they could absolutely stomp that bottom lane, the Dire. But since they're only starting at level 1, they're going to have to fall back for right now. And we'll see what these lanes actually end up as. Looks like we have dual lanes right now. The fact that Sand King also doesn't have any mana means that your lane is probably going to be pretty bad. And Luna also is very, very scared, missing a lot of CS under that tower. It's not the end of the world for sure. You know how fast Luna can farm, but she desperately, desperately needs to get a magic wand up in here. And Luna with infinite mana, since she's going to get those charges, is very dangerous, but it's not there yet. Shadow Fiend and OD holding even for right now. We do have Sand King, sneaky, sneaky, looking for that courier, and this is not a Monkey King this time. This is, in fact, a real bug. He's going to go in for a Burrow Strike first, looking for the kill instead. One race to land, second not going to come because of that bubble. Sand King is going to fall a little bit short, but top lane, though, big Illuminate, and we got the double Quill Sprays. My finest creation. One more. How does it feel to die by spikes, Luna? Feels pretty bad. And now this is where this lane gets really, really bad. A Burrow Strike will land. It'll do a hell of a lot of nothing, although a big Shadow Wave will come in from the Dazzle. It's still not enough. One more Quill Spray. It doesn't pop out. They sneak in the last right click, though, with the Coddle. And ultimately make a 1-for-1 trade. This is interesting. SGE going for this, despite the fact that, I mean, were they really planning on the tri-lane this entire time? Dazzle with Sand King tri-lane is like a better way to initiate with the Dazzle. Like, it makes Dazzle not completely useless offensively, but it's not exactly the best tri-lane in the world. If you want to go tri-lane with a Sand King, you go for like a Vengeful Spirit or something like that. With the Luna, you can do some serious work, but at this point in time, you got yourselves an interesting scenario where Bristleback is working with a very high-level Coddle. You know, high level for 4 minutes. So he has that Chakra kind of obnoxious double spam. And Luna, you know, her armor is not that bad. Her survivability, though, just her overall life pool is kind of pathetic. So you can tear through that very easily. Even if you'd miss the Illuminate, like, it doesn't really matter. Just have Bristleback with his infinite mana, just sit there forever and spam out. And there's not much that a Dazzle can do about it. There's very little that a Sand King can do about it as well. Although, damn if they're not going to try. Let's see what they got. Show me what you got. Nothing. They just wandered right by the lane. There's one every season.
I refuse you.
Yeah, this Bristleback is actually just free farming this top lane. The bottom lane ultimately is going to be that Puck versus Monkey King matchup still, with a little bit of a Lion thrown in there. Not much a Lion can do to really get in close, although he is working with a decent amount of movement speed. If you do end up hexing the Puck, I don't think that's a kill. You need to start stacking the Jingu up beforehand, and then land the Spike and the Hex, and then you have a chance with the Boundless Strike Chain Stun, but only level 1 Boundless is probably not going to do it. This Luna, this is a tough lane, man. And once you fall behind as a Luna in this type of matchup, it's like impossible to come back until you get Eclipse. And Sand King, that is not how you come back in. A level 2 Sand King is not how you recover in this lane. The level 1 Burrow Strike is like the most disappointing skill in the game. It doesn't make you mad, it just makes you disappointed. It's like, damn. I worked that hard to land a Burrow Strike and it did like 20 damage. Like, actually, because there's a raindrop on all these heroes. Sometimes all you need, though, is Robo Z to wander up a little bit too far for a Burrow Strike. It doesn't do any damage, but it still is going to get the kill. Hey, at worst, it's a blink, right? At worst, it's a blink.
Money
Blessings
Oh, this is a stack.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Double quill spray. A little bit more. Take the cash. Luna's gonna wander in and very quickly realize she doesn't want to mess with that. Double quill spray. Yeah, one of the finest creations. Now, this is all well and good for the Bristleback for right now, but it's about to get a lot worse because there is a Shadow Fiend right around the corner. 1 raise, 2 raise, and 3 raise. Got him. Oh, baby, a triple. You can only get away with aggressive jungling like that for so long before the enemy team decides they've had enough. Speaking of, they see a Coddle. Watch out for the level 2 Burrow Strike. Raises are back up online. Boom, boom, dead. ADR is going to claim another one, and they will see the Bristleback teleport in. Shadow Fiend, he should be fine here. I don't think the Bristleback can really go 1v2 like this. With a Coddle, maybe he could, but the Coddle's obviously a little late here. Puck pushing that level 6 mark. Monkey King should be not too far behind. Gone for a lot of Jingu. And actually landing all those stacks will make it very powerful for sure, but it's hard to do up against a Puck. And 1 raise, and he falls back trying to bait Robo in for an imprison. Sand King though takes a lot more damage than I thought I think he thought he would take a lot less damage from that OD. You gotta set up for a double raise, or if you can, a triple raise on this OD. Anything less than that probably isn't gonna fly to get the kill. Okay, never mind. You'll get the kill on the Puck. No big deal. Lion does sneak in there and land the disables.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Puck is working blind here. Has absolutely no vision near him, and the vision actually is still up for the Radiant, so only possible to get those kills. Oh, no way!
I am indisposed toward you.
Gotta watch out for that ganking Dazzle, guys. It's killer. You have no idea.
No.
Sometimes you just gotta dive a tier 1 as Dazzle. Show the enemies what's what. Now there are some pretty good movement rotations going on here for the Dire. The only problem is that these rotations are giving Luna only a super brief respite from this lane. You can see she's right back to dodging all sorts of hell on top. The Shadow Fiend is going to reap a lot of these benefits, is in fact on top of the net worth chart by quite a decent amount. Wow, is very far ahead of the enemy OD. I mean, 2 kills and assists will do that for you, obviously, but the Shadow Fiend is going to have to carry this game a little while. The Luna just isn't getting enough farm to really be comfortable in this game. Last raindrop is going to be taken out, and they will lose the Puck again on the bottom lane. Maybe I should start watching this bottom lane. God damn, I was not expecting the Puck to die twice in as many minutes. Double damage rune on the Shadow Fiend. He's going to just lay into this tower. What level Burrow Strike do we have? Only level 2. It's not all that impressive. Illuminate finally going to come in, but I think it's a little bit too late. Creep Wave doesn't even get killed off. And tower down. Lion's going to teleport in. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Puck will die twice. Now Monkey King level 7. More points in Boundless Strike makes the kill on the Puck so much easier. I guess they kind of succeed in pulling out some heroes from top lane. They bring out the Keeper. Still not quite good enough to get this Luna the amount of farm she really needs to reach peak Luna. I mean, she doesn't even have Nova as her mount. Like, she'll never reach peak Luna. We're just being realistic here. That ship has sailed. She lost her tower, going for power treads. It's a pretty normal Luna build. But you're just starting out at such a disadvantage. In the meantime, we got Puck. Feeling pretty good. Killing off a whole bunch of those little creeps. But suddenly, out of nowhere, we have a right click. Yeah, they got him. Take that, Puck. I thought that was going to be a Hex. And then a Spike. And then maybe an Illuminate. I think that's just short. It's really hard to land the Illuminate after that. And if you do land it, it's going to be like a non-charged up one. Monkey King's a little bit too far to help out. Or is he? If he jumps up to a tree here, and the puck is hexed here, you like jump here and then boundless strike. It's a possibility. It'll be close. Looks like they don't want to do that because it's a little too late now. I think the puck may know where the lion is, guys. There's a slight chance. But again, it looks like this game is going to be how much damage can the Shadow Fiend do? At least he has a Dazzle behind him, so like if you're putting all your eggs into one basket, that basket better have a Shallow Grave, and it does. It's only level 1 Shallow Grave for right now, but that'll be good enough. Let's take a look at these. Blink Dagger timings, going to be pretty slow. You know what, guys? It's time to indulge. Oh, yes, I just did do that. What are you guys gonna do to stop me? God, why are these fonts and colors so freaking ugly? I don't understand. Now I'm choosing the font. I'm choosing the colors. I just don't like them. Oh yeah, a little bit of vanity. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. It looks really bad though because it's brighter than the other text. But you guys can deal with it, right? I think you guys can deal with it. I'm not gonna fix it unless we have another pause. Man, it looks so bad. We'll try to fix it on the side, but I know that as soon as I try to fix it, Puck's gonna die because the lion is looking for it. He almost has Finger of Death. He needs just a handful more creeps to die.
Dire's middle tower
Puck is gonna see everybody, and then they're gonna get both caught with the coil, jump in, silence up to 2 as well as a beam, and it raises. Spike comes in, hits onto the Luna, which means that she can't get the kill, but that's not really gonna save him unless we have the sickest juke of all time from the lion. That's not gonna happen. Ray's right square in the middle of the trees. You don't expect the roaming, ganking Luna, but man, sit in that lane for long enough, something bad's gonna happen. Now with the Shadow Fiend and the Luna both in the same lane, this tower is going to get pushed. Coddle, though, is already prepped and ready here. He has double Illuminate at the ready, and we can see Luna doesn't appreciate that all that much. Spike onto the Sand King. Here comes another set of Horsies. Oh, man, that's a lot of damage. Is there a finger? There is. They don't even need it. Jump in from the MK. They got him. In the meantime, towards top lane, they have completely ignored this Bristleback for, you know, the past 12 minutes. That seems about right. 12 minutes. Now he has a hood, now he has power treads. There is no one hero that can hold this Bristleback for an extended amount of time. The Shadow Fiend will get close, but they need the Shadow Fiend to do other things in other lanes. So, like, can anyone else do that? No, it's not even close. So the Bristleback right now is just a kind of cancer on... Okay, the Lion just straight up killed the Luna by himself. This is some, like, 10k MMR map control right now, guys. It's insane. But yeah, the Bristleback like can't be stopped by any one hero. It's gonna force more and more heroes to come towards that top lane and try to deal with them, which of course is gonna make it so that the SGE side are spread even thinner. They're being pulled around all over the place. Shadow Fiend has a lot to do, and again, he's the only one who can do it. Blink Dagger, progress, non-existent for the Sand King. Puck is kind of getting there. Even then, their real strength, it has to be in that 5-man. And it has to be in getting a couple pickoffs before also. Just going for a full 5-on-5, like if the enemy see you coming, will not work. So here it is. Here's the initiation attempt. The Shadow Fiend though is already not that healthy, so this is not exactly a perfect start. Oh, the scan is like 2 pixels away. What the hell? Oh, they know that they walk into it. So they might assume that someone teleported in. That's what I would think if I saw that scan. Orbsies. A couple. There we go. Silence and coil onto 2. Immediately the Keeper of the Light falls. And now the Bristleback's all alone. Oh, that is such an unfortunate eclipse. The creep wave comes in at the worst time. WTF though. His greatest creation is throwing out so many quills. Look at the damage output. Not quite enough to land any finishing blows, though. Where's the Monkey King? Where's the OD? Look how weak these heroes are. One more quill spray, I think, would have gotten at least one kill. That is so close to being great. But at the end of the day, it is going to be SGE taking exactly what they need, which is just a little bit of a win in a team fight context. Again, I'm not really sure if it'll be easy for them to replicate that. And okay, Lion, sneaky, right behind the puck, who just used his orb. You better jump away. Oh, it's too late. You're freaking dead. You know, that kind of sucks, man. You never expect an invisible lion to come from behind your tier 1. When does that ever happen? Seriously. Who does that? I'm totally not fixing everything in the background, guys. I'm totally paying attention to this game 100%. And I'm not going to miss any kills. Luna. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but there's a monkey right above you. The Dazzle's right around the corner, but Dazzle is a very easy target as well. Here comes the jump in, and Lion does have that Finger of Death. Who does he want? He wants to wander around and get body blocked by his allies. There's the Boundless Strike, Finger of Death. Not going to be used just yet. They'll just take down the Dazzle first, now looking for the Luna. They are out of disables, though. No Force Staff yet on the OD. Very close to it, but not quite there. Can't imprison. Not the best, but it's a free Dazzle. You're not going to say no. And this Monkey King ain't done yet. They see something there. They're going to swat the sand and find the Sand King. Burst Strike. Going to just narrowly dodge that Earth Spike. Now the Force Staff is up. A little bit easier of initiation style. Shadow Fiend is still exactly where he wants to be in the farm department. Blink Dagger check. Is that a puck blink? It has to be, right? Yeah, there it is. Sand King blink. He's starting it now. It's not the worst timing in the world for SGE. They have the initiation that they need. The only problem is that, well, who are you actually going to go on? And when you do, you have to bring pretty much everyone. So it's going to take them a long time and waste a lot of farm time in order to get that fight going. So they kind of need to gank 2 heroes at least in that. They also need to not lose the Sand King. Boundless Strike and the Hex Chain Stun. He is so dead right now. It seems like it's either you smoke up as 5 and try to use this puck Blink Dagger, or you just kind of try to stay separated and get farm on individual heroes. You see the Monkey King has very little respect for that second strategy. Just gonna jump in on you and just massacre you every single time. This top lane is not safe. They pinged out the SF perfectly. I don't know if they actually know he's there. He does have a Shadow Blade, True Sight, not on the Coddle. I think they know where the Shadow Fiend is, though. I think they found him. He does have Blinding Light, gonna push the Shadow Fiend back into the clutches of the Bristleback, and SF does have some backup coming. Epicenter coming onto the Lion, and Boundless Strike a little bit late. It will kill off the Sand King in the end. But the Monkey King can only do so much afterwards. He already lost the support crew. And it will be Lion and Coddle both be instantly squashed. There is a silence on this puck and an orb, but that's about it. Again, the backup not really coming in here for the infamous side. As SGE are able to put together a decent fight. And Luna getting some farm is actually working with a competitive amount of gold, just behind the enemy Monkey King. Mask of Madness Luna can farm incredibly quickly if you actually have the time and space to farm, which so far she hasn't really, but she will get there. Again, if the SGE side can keep the focus of this game on the bottom half of the map, Luna can just get out of control in the meantime. It's not easy, but it's possible. Oh, that is a pickup. I thought at WTF he had a blade mail on his quick buy, but I think this is just so much better, this pipe. As I said earlier, like, you have the Eclipse, you have the Requiem and the Coil. Those tools, those teamfight ultimates will push you to make a teamfight happen. And those will all run into a barrier. Quite literally, barrier. Like, if you don't have those spells doing their damage, then your amount of damage output as SGE just plummets. You have Shadow Fiend still doing relevant amounts of damage, but Luna is not really comfortable enough to sit in the thick of things and right-click. She just isn't tanky enough. They found Lion. 1, 2, beam.
My pride.
That sucks, man. Not much you could do with a Lion there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, tower. Got it.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant
This
structures
Luna
are
is
falling.
feeling pretty confident. Fortification will absorb almost all that damage. Slow and steady. This slow pace of game is actually working out really well for SGE.
Blessings upon a loyal
Not necessarily because
warrior.
their late game is insane or anything like that. Just actually getting their heroes some time to farm up and get recovered from that kind of just awful laning phase. And move away from that laning phase and in a phase where people are moving around a little bit more, looking for some pickoffs. Again, as long as the Luna is able to remain safe, it's going to work out really well for SGE moving forward. And here comes the Burrow Strike. We got 1 raise, 2 raise, and the rest of Epicenter is going to miss, but I don't think this Requiem is going to miss. No, it actually just completely missed. RoboZ with the Force Staff gets off to the side. Illuminate, going to come in, but it won't really do much. Raise, again, will be dodged. Thanks to that other Force Staff, they find someone up on the top side. Who is that? It's the Puck and the Luna. Lion does not want to see that. Here comes the Monkey King, though. It will be a 2 for 0 so far. Coil does snap onto the Monkey King. They're walking through Wukong's command. They need to burst down this Monkey King stat, and they will do so without losing anyone else. Who's in this bubble? It's a Puck, apparently. No Bristleback still. He's on top lane with TP on cooldown. And they just kind of just walk into the meat grinder. All the softest heroes going in first. Whereas on the SGE side, they walked in, yeah, leading with the Shadow Fiend and the Sand King, like, not really the deadliest crew in the world. But they had everyone coming in, so they knew that if there was going to be a full team fight, they will have the advantage. I think if there was a Bristleback there, things would have gone a lot better for Infamous, but obviously there wasn't.
Money changes hands.
And Luna surviving that fight, all of a sudden is on 2nd place in the net worth, right in front of the OD with the Midas. Again, guys, Mask of Madness Luna with now Manta style. Her movement speed, her clearing is insane. Like, it is anti-mage levels of insane. She just needs to, make sure she doesn't get caught. Her anti-mage has the 1-up over her. He has Blank, and she obviously does not. That is a super dead Lion. Is that a Silver Edge? Yes, it is. It is going to be revealed. Silver Edge is going to be aces up against this Bristleback.
Is under attack.
Not quite there yet. Tier 1 will fall, as the Luna is starting to rat on the bottom lane. Yeah, the lack of super aggressive plays from Infamous Young right now kind of put them into this situation where now they're up against heroes that are fully farmed. Monkey King is not really a farming type hero. Bristleback, off of an amazing laning stage, is not really a farming type hero either. Like, he has an AoE spell, but it's not really Luna Lucent. It's not really Glaive, right? It's not really Shadow Rays. You will not farm as fast unless you go for like a straight Radiance. Then you might farm just as fast. But he obviously didn't do that. Had a slight lead, Infamous, and now that lead is pared down to pretty much non-existent levels. Ooh, Monkey King randomly jumps in, and there happens to be a Luna there. A lot of backups coming in. Scan again, just on the edge. Monkey King is gonna dodge that scan. It's not gonna turn red. Oh, he walked right into it, and then it faded, so they didn't see anything. They don't know if there's people behind them. Is it gonna matter? A line from the back can be devastating unless they lose the OD. First of all, burst damage pretty high. Eclipse does go down, mostly absorbed by the Bristleback, however, and a big Illuminate flies through. Now the Dire have to retreat, but they're going to retreat straight into Wukong's command, as well as a Finger of Death. So much damage to be dealt to this Luna. Grave into the Shadow Fiend will let him get off the Requiem, but it's definitely not enough damage. He will pop as soon as he comes out of that bubble. Luna as well, not looking too hot. The chase is on. Spike lands, and they will lose both of their super farmed cores. And the Puck as well, not looking too hot. Does have a blink soon, does have an orb soon, and should be fine, right? Blink, orb, walks into the horses, and the chase is still going to continue. With the Boundless Strike, it'll be a 4-0 as they set up an absolutely perfect trap. That was so unfortunate that SGE didn't catch those heroes with a scan. If they did, they would have avoided that entirely. But going in deep into an Illuminate that was already prepped up, going on an OD who has 4-staff support without the proper disables. Whoa, okay, he actually went for that kill, Epicenter. Sorry, guys. And then they had to retreat into the Monkey King ultimate. Like, do you actually retreat, or do you find some way of going around that? Really, really hard to make that call.
Nothing will stand in my way.
So a brilliantly set up fight by Infamous, where they pretty much dodge all the team fight and set up all the team fight of their own. Try to leverage that momentum to go into Roche. They're going to push themselves now to a 5k lead. And this Roche going down mighty quick thanks to the goo, thanks to just the raw damage output of, you know, a double damage rune. Not bad at all. Yeah, BKB is coming for the Monkey King, and a double life coming in as well, most likely for OD. Uh-oh, Lion is going to jump into a beam. There is a Burrow Strike here, and it's going to be completely whiffed. That's not good. OD is still looking for a target. Found Sand King with the spike. Big Eclipse. And, uh-oh, more Lion, though. Even trades, except for the fact that Puck went down top lane. Looks like he got dropped by the Monkey King by himself. Gets yanked in by the Coddle. And they're looking for more. Monkey King on the chase. Boundless Strike not up. He does have that Echo Saber. All he needs is a target, and he found one. And I don't really like Dazzle's chances right now. Gets imprisoned off the TP. Is he dead? Yep, he is dead. The Grave wears off. Seems like now, of all times, is when Infamous start to really hit the gas. Start to find their openings.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
The Sand King does have his Blink Dagger. There's a lot of damage that can be dealt, but initiation seems like it's hard to come by. Ooh, break. And that was okay. They just need to find their openings. Radiant team's starting to 5-man a lot more. Individually, they are all very, very powerful still. And as farmed as the Luna is, she's not really capable of, like, man-fighting someone. That's not really what the hero does. She's more of an AoE damage dealer than a single target damage dealer. And we'll find, what a surprise, Lion for, like, the... Okay, I'm not really sure if he deserved that.
Did you hear that, Nova?
That was perhaps a little excessive, but the Lion is super dead. I guess it's kind of worth it. Let's see if the Monkey King thinks that the Luna's alone. She is certainly not. Over in bottom, we got a little bit of action brewing up as well. This Berserk is spotted, but without the Shadow Blade, or Silver Edge rather, right in the area, you're not going to get that kill.
I was meant to have this.
Slow and steady farm game, guys. Here we go, setting up. Oil already dropped, and they do see a couple heroes. They're going to go in for the Coddle first. That'll cut off any reinforcements. They did use the break already, and they whiffed all of their disables. Can they kill off this Bristleback? They don't have break. They have another Burrow Strike soon. The Quills are starting to stack up. That's 7. And the backup is just walking in with the smoke. Shadow Fiend, oh, that's a 2-shot kill, right? Oh, dust it up. BKB goes up on the Shadow Fiend, though, and he will just lay into and miss all of his right clicks. Doesn't matter, got the kill. That was actually him missing every single right click on the Lion. I'm not really sure how that happened. Poor SF. Gets the dregs of the shrine. Hey, you don't need mana on Shadow Fiend, right? Raze isn't that good. Bristleback needs some threat. He had a Heaven's Halberd for a little bit now. Radiance, though, is the perfect item. Keeps you relevant in the damage dealing department. And when you're talking about Luna and Shadow Fiend, you can make them miss a single time. As we just saw, it works wonders. Did he just miss more up the hill? We found a free coddle. That's nice.
Radiant structures are fortified.
But the tower being beaten down by the cores. Looks like they're going to try to go for a little bit of a race. Luna doing what she can, and they are not going to stop Infamous. They're going to keep on going. They have no coddle. If they did, they'd be able to keep this up forever. But they don't, so they don't have any more reinforcements. Here comes the Epicenter, only onto the OD. Immediately, Balance Strike is going to be there. Silence and Coil onto pretty much everyone. Shadow Fiend's going to do what he can, but he's calling the Wukong's command now. Needs desperately to get the hell out of here. Shrine does go up. He's going to turn it with the BKB and just fight to the death. Burrow Strike once again, completely off of the mark, as they're hesitant to walk into the Circle of Doom, the Circle of Monkeys. Shadow Fiend does get out of there. In the meantime, though, Lion dies in top lane, because I think Luna was doing stuff over there. They caught the Bristleback this time with the Burrow Strike. They don't have a coil, but they do have a break. That's good enough to get the kill. And they're looking for a little bit more. Robo is on out of there. He'll be fine. And Luna had no part of that. Luna was playing her own game. She was PvEing the entire map in the meantime. That was a very aggressive, kind of impatient move by Infamous. And now this is going to be Monkey King in a lot of trouble. Look at the damage from the Luna. He's going to have a chance to get up. No, he can't. Burrow Strike blind, kind of. Gets the kill. Double damage rune on Luna. Double damage rune on Luna is just so dangerous, by the way, by virtue of how double damage works. It doubles your stat damage, and she has so much stats right now. OD, 4 staffs, snaps the coil. There's a beam, there's a couple right clicks, and they got him. If the Keeper of the Light didn't get sniped here by the SF, I think they could have gone for that push, since they could always just like keep yanking people in and buying back and trying to make that all in play. But they don't have that, and that's going to cost them so much now. They've already lost an absolute truck ton of heroes. Coddle is doing his best to defend against this, but once these glaives are unlocked, and once they can start bouncing, Coddle has got to retreat, or else he will just die. Luna's the only one committed on the front lines right now. The rest of the team, though, is ready to give her backup. They do break the Bristleback. Can they nuke him down? That will be huge. BKB goes up on everyone, but the Bristleback gets himself to the Shrine. Glaives now starting to bounce once again. They will take down mid-Rax. Can they retreat safely? So far, pretty clean. I'm not really sure why Sand King did that. It looks like everyone was fine, but Sand King, I guess, just had a death wish. Probably should call a suicide hotline next time. Everyone was fine if they just walked out of there. I'm like 90% sure, but you know, sometimes you gotta make sure your allies are fine. Walk in, take Rax, and now SGE are in a commanding position in this game. Luna got so much time to farm, staring down the barrel of a Hurricane Pike soon. The levels are coming up as well, 15 stats. No small number when you're talking about not only the fact that all those stats bounce, but also the fact that your illusions get it as well. And that extra bulk definitely does make the difference. Man, it's so depressing how little damage Manta-style illusions do nowadays. Feels bad, man. That is actually Ags completed on the puck. He may be saving for a buyback, but everyone's been snapping the coil. BKB check, none, none. Yes, on the Monkey King for 9 seconds. He may not expect that BKB piercing stun from the coil. That element of surprise may just get them a much needed, perfectly timed kill. Like, it is very powerful, but this timing at which they're picking up makes it so much more devastating. Luna, is she burstable? She does have backup in the Dazzle. And they don't know about that Dazzle just yet. Dazzle being very sneaky. There's no reason to suspect that there should be heroes back here. They're just playing it cool, man. Casual Monkey King doing monkey things. And they lost their opportunity. Everyone else is going to rejoin up. Most likely it's going to be them waiting for a couple more minutes to go for that Roche. Or just wait for a hero to stumble into them. And most likely it's going to be Lion just wandering around warding and then gets picked off. That's just, you know, pretty standard Lion stuff. Ooh, they're going to smoke up. This is really aggressive. I'm actually not sure if I like this. I think I would have preferred them just sit back and wait for Roshan to be back. But if you can get someone like your Bristleback, man, you'll take that every single day of the week. There's no break just yet. Doesn't seem like they need it. They just right-click into him and they demolish the Bristleback. 70 seconds now down. Okay, well, if you find a hero like that, then hell yeah, you go for it every single time. Looks like they're going to back off for the Shrines. Maybe start pushing towards this tier 2 top lane. But this timing would have been a little bit better for them if they were a little bit luckier. Instead, they'll take a Shrine. A little bit of extra cash. Can't say no. Butterfly almost completed on the Luna. Even more stats. And on the Shadow Fiend. Butterflies for everyone. And there is a severe lack of True Hit, or True Strike, or whatever it's called, right now on the Radiant side. It's in the books for Monkey King. Eventually, he will get there. But, again, I'm not really sure if he'll be able to farm fast enough to be relevant, since the Butterfly is going to be coming up at around the same time. There's another one coming up very shortly, especially with these towers and Roche, and the bottom lane Shrine still hasn't been taken. That's a lot of structure gold right there. Go Luna Illusions. They tried their best, and they see Roche now. So I think Roche is dead in like 10 seconds. Maybe I'm overestimating their damage output, but it seems like they have a lot. Now, if Infamous can somehow get into a position to contest this Roche, they can definitely punish the SGE side. Sanity's Eclipse has so far been, well, used like once. But you have the Blind, you have the Sanity's Eclipse, you have the Wukong's Command. If you can somehow make that fight happen, that represents probably their best chance of getting back into a leading position in this game. They definitely saw the Roche with the Courier. I don't know, they're just not going for it, I guess. How merciful. Like, they can be in and out, and again, like, I think 10 seconds. I may be overestimating their damage.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Free tower, though.
Top tower
Butterfly is up. Luna almost 6-slotted. Shadow Fiend neck and neck with the Luna. Got a Aquila to upgrade, a Dragon Lance to upgrade. Other than that, 3 of his final late game items are there. Not to mention the fact that he has the all-important +2 soul talent. And probably a double life. They don't have any observers here. The vision for the Dire near the Roche pit is kind of lacking. And Dazzle, uh-oh. 4 staffs out, but still gets hexed. Ripperino Dazzle, it was nice knowing you, bud. Place Observe wards, then go for Roche. That should be the plan. Instead, lose the Dazzle. Maybe lose the Roche? Here comes the Orb just for scouting purposes. They know exactly what's happening. The Dazzle is important, but it is not something that the SGE side absolutely 100% need if they're going to go for this Roche fight. They really, really would like to go for this, though, but the problem is that Lion is ready to cancel any Epicenter attempts. There are constantly Illuminates coming in. You gotta dodge those. Another Orb will fly in. They know exactly the timings. OD is gonna speed it up a little bit, and it's too late. Lion's gonna push forward, finds a Hex onto the Shadow Fiend. Can they chain stun him? He gets 4-staffed out. Downing Strike gonna miss, and now with the BKB up, he will be just fine. Coil will drop only onto 1, it looks like. It thought it was gonna land on a couple more there. But ultimately, SGE sitting on that Roche for a little bit too long, end up losing it. They had a lot of time to set up for that. They just didn't. They really wanted that tier 2. I thought they saw it with that courier. I suppose not. Now we have a double life and cheese on the OD and the Monkey King, respectively. Including a Blink Sheep Stick. These heroes from SGE are stacked, but are they stacked enough to burn through 2 extra lives worth of HP from the Radiant?
Dire's middle tower
That's a
is
tough
under
call,
attack.
man. Tower will fall, and all of a sudden SGE. And give a free one over to
Dire's
Infamous Young.
middle tower has fallen.
Oh, is this guy really going for an Ags? That is
Radiant
interesting.
structures are fortified.
I would have thought that, like,
Radiant's bottom tower is under
an
attack.
AC would be more effective than this. Isn't Ags just like the AoE goo? It doesn't do anything else, right? I don't think there's any way of actually checking what Ags does. Oh, if I go here, does that say exactly what it does? No, it doesn't. There's no way of checking, which is unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure it just makes this like the AoE goo thing.
Money changes hands.
It's not bad, but there we go. That's more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Shiva's Guard. Even Crimson Guard would be not bad. Get that Basher some love, or the Vanguard rather.
I am mighty.
Looks like the Radiant are gonna sit on this Aegis cheese for a little while. Dire certainly are scared. And oh, the puck. That was like half of his HP with this double damage rune with the Boundless Strike. You can't do anything about that. You cannot. Monkey King has his bar. And top. Mass retreats. It'll all be fine. We can see this game just constantly turning back and forth in favor. All depending on just who gets picked off. Like, will it be a Lion or will it be a Dazzle? The timing of which the Dazzle got picked off as well, just like the worst
Radiant's
possible.
bottom tower is under attack.
No real plays for SGE until their puck comes back. They definitely need that coil and silence. It is kind of up to the Radiant side to make this aggressive play here. Aghanim Scepter not quite done on the Coddle. In fact, it's very far away. Oh, Blink Hex. That's a big one, but the Burrow Strike comes through onto 2. Focus Fire onto the Bristleback. He is taking a lot of damage, but he'll get Glimmered out of there. He'll be just fine. Meantime, Monkey King lays down the Circle of Doom.
Is under attack.
Command will push everyone back, but there's not any heroes hitting the tower, so ultimately doesn't really do a hell of a lot. BKBs will be expend, but there's actually no ultimates that were used there except for Bees, and of course the command. It was kind of a lukewarm attempt there. That's kind of what happens when your star pusher, your battering ram, gets dropped down that quickly. And that's why I don't think Aghanims is really the item. Fortunately, it's not going to be the item. Still got Shivas in the pipeline. You could also divert this into, well, any of the other plate mail items. They're all good. Oh, they found the Bristleback. They force staff him further in. He does have a lot of backup here. But again, they drop him down to half HP. His regen is quite high, but it's not heart levels of regen. So it still will take them a little while to get him back up to fit fighting shape. In the meantime, again, 0 expend here from the Dire.
I was meant to have this.
25 Shadow Fiend. Gonna go for Big Daddy crit. Oh hey, I said if we paused again, I can fix these font colors brighter. Nice. It's kind of similar now. That's good enough, right? That's perfect. Let us chill on the item screen while we're paused. This is still anyone's game. At this point, absolutely have to save for those buybacks. BKBs, though, starting to run dry. Take a quick sweep. Never mind, that's a fresh BK. No, that can't be right. That's just a bug, okay. Yeah. Oh, whoa, that's actually still 9 seconds. It's wrong, but not that wrong. This one's 9 seconds also? Seems like they used it a lot more. I guess just Shadow Fiend has been using his. Everyone else, not really using them. At this point, it's all about that initiation. Who gets the jump on who? You can already see Monkey King's able to destroy any given hero's health pool. And Puck, he has a decent amount of gold, 4K. Does seem like he needs to pick up... I mean, he got swatted down, like lost half his HP in one hit. But that was a double damage rune, so I'm not really sure if he'll have a huge pressing need for an armor item. Obviously, he has higher aspirations than a Tome of Knowledge. But something like a Sheep Stick, one of those caliber of items can definitely turn the tide. A Shiva's Guard up against an OD and a Monkey King can definitely help as well. Both ults for Ags.
Bottom tower is under attack.
It doesn't do anything. I was pressing ult, don't worry guys. I know what ult does. And this Puck is really scared of this creep wave being a bait. Who's going to make the first move? Yeah, at this point these items, I mean yeah, items are still nice, but unless you're going for like BKBs, Sheep Sticks, general aura items, a little bit of extra damage here and there is most likely not going to be game breaking.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack.
Although Shadow Fiend is actually topped out soon. Still has just a Dragonlance.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
He has the Dragonlance and the extra range, so extra range from the 25 talent. So he is able to attack from, at least in theory, a pretty safe distance. And of course, you could either nix that Dragonlance or upgrade it. I don't know, it seems like if he does get rid of it, it'll have to be for like a satanic type item. Like something just huge in the survivability department, because with Crit, Butterfly, and Silver Edge, his damage needs are pretty well taken care of.
Ah, thanks a lot.
I don't really know if there's anything huge that these supports can pick up. Dazzle's not getting jacked for gold. Lotus Orb would be kind of nice. If you could reflect any one of these Sheep Stick Hex effects, that'll be absolutely amazing. On the other end, in the meantime, AC being built up by MK. How the hell does Keeper still not have an Aghanim Scepter? It's 46 minutes in, like...
Haste.
Maybe I'm spoiled after having watched GH and his coddle in TI, but I feel like 46 minutes in, you should have an Ags. I don't know, maybe that's just me. He'll have it soon. Unless Monkey King takes all of it. Which he did. Oh yeah, you don't get anything, Coddle. You're a support, remember that. But that mobility you get from the Ags, that sustain as well, that's the type of item that can break the game wide open for the Radiant. I wonder what OD is going to build towards. He already has Blink Sheep. You don't get rid of Hurricane Pike pretty much ever because of how insane it is with his orbs. So you definitely replace that Midas. For what though? I don't really think. You know you're going up against two butterflies, so you do kind of want to have some answer to it. MKB is not the most attractive item for an OD to have. Bloodthorn is a very powerful option, but at the same time something that the enemies can just, you know, BKB out of, so it is powerful but not without its risks. Oof. Luna's got the moon shards because she's the moon warrior or whatever. Whatever she's called, moon something. Moon rider. There we go, that's what it is. So yeah, Mask of Madness can be kicked out soon, but we're approaching 6-slot status on a good deal of these heroes. Hey, that'll get you another slot worth of items. Roshan is up. Again, SGE will hold on to it for right now. Hold on to any attempt of it for right now. Again, everyone needs to have buyback. If I press this buyback button and anyone doesn't have it, I'm going to be upset. Oh, come on, Bristleback. You better have the most insane item. Shiva's Guard is okay. But, oh, they are just buying out everything. That is fairly dangerous. Like, there's a decent chance that they're able to get the gold that they need by the time they are going to get picked off, but no buyback on a Bristle or Monkey King type hero, that could be really bad. Especially if you go for Roche immediately afterwards. This could be disastrous for the Radiant if the Dire were in position to deal with this. Unfortunately for the Radiant, the Dire are nowhere close. SGE are on the bottom lane. So their greed is not going to go unpunished. Their greed is going to go unpunished. They're greedy and they're not punished. So they get the Aegis, they get the cheese. That was a Roshan that SGE saw and decided to do nothing about. And now there's double cheese in the Monkey King. So, good luck. I feel like if SGE just put up some observer wards, kind of camped out that area, threw like a Luna or something towards the bottom lane, and that's it, they could have done something about that. But now they're staring down the barrel of 2 cheese Aegis push with daytime for another 2.5 minutes. So you got that heal to deal with. Have fun with that. Big silence, big coil, as well as a 3-man burrow strike. The damage, though, is not quite enough because of the disarm in the back onto the SF. Gets 4-staffed out. As the Wukong's command does go down. Shadow Fiend is taking so much damage despite being healed by the Shrine. He is going to skate away before the Eclipse can land. That would have killed him for sure, but the clutch 4-staff keeps him safe. And the tower will be dropped. So far, no Aegis expend. They will lose, what a surprise, the Lion. And maybe even the Keeper of the Light. He is going to get 4-staffed out. The Glaives still bouncing. He's going to Yules himself. That's not exactly super safe. Now the Luna walking into the middle of everything. BKB Mask Mat is turned on. She can't Eclipse just yet. Taking way too much damage. The Shadow Fiend's doing quite a bit of damage as well, but the Bristleback doesn't care about any of that because he has Shiva's Guard. And now he's pushing forward, looking for a little bit more. The Shadow Fiend's Grave gonna time out soon. Slowed down by the Goo. Monkey King right on his tail. He's fast enough to get out of there, but the Dazzle's not as much so. He will go down. There's no Coddle, so they lost their sustain. They still have 1 cheese, though, and still they have that double life. Oh my god, that almost killed the puck. This game going to end right now. Seems like there's definitely a chance of it. Jump forward from the Luna, and Burrow Strike onto the OD. Luna gets Hexed, so she can't really help out her friendly Sand King. Sand King is dead. There's a SF, there is a Luna, but I'm not sure if they have enough. They 2-shot the Lion, another great coil onto 3, but these heroes have Aegis, they have cheese, and they will just turn around and shred the puck in kind. He's going to have a buyback, will be forced to expend it. Gem now on the deck, WTF disrespecting the Dire heroes just by sitting right in front of them, not giving a damn. And that is going to be a lot of buybacks forced out. What do we got? We got Sand King, Lion, but also that puck forced to buy out. And that's what happens, guys, when you don't contest Roche. You put yourself into such a difficult situation.
I was meant to have this.
These heroes, man, they are tanky as all hell. Again, SF, you have crit, you have break, you have a butterfly. You're not really going to replace any of those items. You're not really going to be able to get more damage, except from a Moonshard. You can get that. But it seems like he has all these damage items. He just can't do enough damage. Unless he's hitting a Lion, in which case, yes, you can kill him. For sure, that's pretty easy.
Invisibility.
You're facing up against so many lives in these heroes, though. They're going to see Monkey King. Can't get onto him in time, though. It only takes 1 pick off. If any of these heroes that don't have buyback get picked off, that could just be the game. Jeez, double damage Luna farm. She's starting to top out though in items. OD, refresher orb, my god. We didn't see the Eclipse do anything in the last fight, but even just blink, sheep, right clicks with BKB, refresh, repeat, that can kill off any given hero, easy peasy. Big smoke though. This is a very aggressive play from the Dire. They're going to find the perfect target in the Bristleback. They do break him. They start right-clicking him, but he gets imprisoned. They can't finish the deal. They will find a couple heroes in the back. However, Requiem does go out. Lion still survives, but not for long. WTF is going to walk right out of there as the Wukong's command going to jam up everyone from the Dire in the back. They will force Staff out of there, and they should survive for a little while longer. Jump in from Robo, clips number 1 onto the Luna, will bring her down, and now he's going to get some backup, going for the puck. Burrow Strike is good, but where's the SF? Where's the damage? SF's all the way on the south end of the fight, and now he's all alone. With the Silver Edge, he's going to try to get out of there. There's a gem floating around somewhere on these heroes. I don't know where. And they will just find the Dazzle and smash him to bits. He has a TP out. That's not going to work. He's just dead to the prison. How? Luna's down, but she does have buyback. They took down the Lion, and that's it. SGE, unable to get the kill on the Bristleback, thanks to that imprison from the OD. And I want to say that Luna's buyback is pretty much all but forced at this point. And that separation of the fight, thanks to the Wukong's command. Really tough to keep going there. You know you can't burst down the Monkey King, so you've got to retreat. You want to take the shortest path to retreat as well, and that just happened to be the team separating from each other. Here we go. Bristleback on the front lines. About 1 trillion armor with spell, lifesteal, the talent, and the core. Jump in, Burrow Strike onto 2. Oh, but the Boundless Strike onto 2. That's even better. That's going to kill off the Sand King. Luna is going to buy out right now, go right into the middle of the fight, but needs to get out of there ASAP. She didn't really do anything, and despite the fact that her illusion is still kicking, she needs to go back with no BKB now. They'll lose racks. And Luna buyback did a whole lot of nothing there. And Infamous Young taking down 2 racks away from SGE. And go for a shrine because why not? This is looking really bad for SGE. They are not able to get on top of the heroes they need to kill. Blinding Light, the Imprison, the Wukong's command, all these just devastating tools. And they don't really have any answer to it. I think it all does kind of go back to that Dazzle pickoff where they were unable to hold Roche, unable to make any plays near that Roche pit. That just pretty much dropped all their momentum off. It was about here. It was about here when that happened, where they failed to go for Roche. SGE were in such a great spot momentum-wise up until that happened. But now, giving away 2 Roshans, giving away a lot of buybacks, a lot of the map. Now find themselves at Death's Door, making a pretty desperate play, just hoping to catch someone perhaps back here. Only 2 heroes, though. Luna does not have a buyback, so good luck. By the way, guys, this is just game 2 in the total of 6 that we have today. Yeah, you can just find the games anywhere, really. Looks like the other game is already done. Next game is going to be SGE versus Mad Kings. And I'm sure they're all just waiting. But it doesn't look like SGE are going to be moving forward with any momentum here. You take an hour-long game where you just always feel like you're behind. That really takes a toll on you. That creep wave just got Boundless struck in the face. And it looks like Infamous, they're just going to play it smart. Why go in? You know the enemy team are not going to be farming for anything that's going to be game-breaking. I doubt there's going to be any rapiers here. Might as well just stay as a group. If you can find another life and another cheese, why not? Just chill, wait for it. or just YOLO in because you know that the Luna has no more buyback. That's a good decision too. They have all the options in the world. It looks like SGE are going to try to go for the all-in play, the wraparound. The smoke is going to be blown. They're all spotted. Blink forward, kind of blindly. The coil, the initiation from the puck. It is going to be really, really late. BKBs go up in the middle of everything. Wukong's command going to separate the fight once again as Luna is forced to retreat off to the side. They do take down the OD. And that's not all that bad. WTF separated from the rest of his crew as well, taking a lot of damage right now. But no one is willing to go into that circle of doom. They're going to try to fall back, but they'll lose the puck 2 minutes without buyback. The Luna and the SF just couldn't find a target to keep hitting. This Bristleback is way too tanky. Everyone's going to buy back. They have the Coddle, so they'll be able to yank him back in. Another refresh. And the Hex onto the Luna. They're going to do some damage. That wasn't all that much. Robo-Z, got to be careful. Gets glimmered out. Back towards safety. More Illuminates coming in. More health. More sustain. It is still daylight for another 2 minutes. Oh, Luna gets force-staffed in. Is forced to pop her clip. There's so many creeps here. It does a big nothing. And now there's mega creeps soon to be flooding the base of SGE. They took down a couple of heroes, and by a couple I mean just one. In the OD, they lost 2 for that, and Rax. And, oh, look at this game. The game loves them. Congratulations on your bold play. Here's a Roshan. Take the Aegis, take the cheese. There's no chance that SGE can do anything about this. Infamous Young, they are going to grab the Roche. Aegis for that OD. Cheese for WTF. Yep. 50 seconds left. The OD did buy back, but he has a double life, so he's not really too concerned. Puck still down for 40. And now here comes the Doom push. Good luck, SG Esports. They're definitely going to need it. There's still a minute and a half of daylight here. It's a minute and a half of siege at full HP on everything. Neo's gonna jump in for a strike. Not quite there, but still SF lays it in and will get the kill. WTF and Robo-Z jumping to the front lines now. Big Sandy's Eclipse onto everybody. There's no refresher orb. He already used it before. But, oh, they're just going for the Ancient. The Ancient was being attacked the entire time. It was all a ploy, it was all a bait. Infamous Young grind out a almost hour-long game versus SGE and walk away with the win. This was definitely a very winnable game by SGE. I mean, just look at that. But I feel like it was that one fight, that one lack of fight where they could have gone towards Roche, but they decided to just stay and go to the bottom lane instead. Like, that costed them so much momentum. So that's going to put Infamous Young now at a 2-0 score, as they have won all of their games so far. Must feel pretty good to be an Infamous Young fan. They have one more to go until they're done for the day. It's going to be up against Midas. It's going to be starting ASAP. That's going to be on the other stream, though. For right now, we're going to have another SG Esports game going up against Mad Kings. Let's take a quick look at what Mad Kings have. What do Mad Kings have? They are 1-1. So this is going to be a 1-1 game, guys. I'm Mike Loris. It's been a pleasure casting these games for you guys. We have 4 more games coming your way. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.